Let's break down the basics. An IP address is like your device's home address on the internet. Just as every house on a street needs a unique number so the mail carrier knows where to deliver your letters, every device connected to the internet needs its own unique identifier. This is what allows information to travel to the right place, whether you're at home, at work, or even using your phone at a coffee shop. Imagine the internet as a massive, bustling city with billions of homes, offices, and businesses. Each device, your laptop, your phone, your smart TV, needs a unique address so that messages, videos, and emails can find their way to the right destination. Without these addresses, the internet would be total chaos, with information getting lost or delivered to the wrong place. Your IP address is a string of numbers, like 192.168.8.1.1, that identifies your device online. Think of it as a digital fingerprint for your device. But instead of being permanent, it can change depending on where and how you connect to the internet. These numbers might look random, but they're carefully assigned to make sure every device has its own spot in the digital world. Without an IP address, your device wouldn't be able to load a web page, stream a video, or send an email. Every time you click a link or hit send, your device uses its IP address to ask for information and to receive it back. It's the backbone of how we communicate and share online, whether you're watching your favorite show or just checking your email. Most home users get what's called a dynamic IP address from their internet service provider, or ISP. This means your address can change from time to time, like if you restart your router or your provider updates their network. It's a bit like moving to a new house in the same city. Your address changes, but you're still part of the same network. On the other hand, businesses often use static IP addresses that stay the same all the time. This is important for things like hosting websites or running servers, where it's crucial that people can always find the same address. But for most of us at home, our IP address is temporary and changes occasionally. Every time you visit a website, your device sends a request from your IP address to the site's server. The server then knows exactly where to send the information you asked for, whether it's a funny cat video or the latest news. This back and forth happens in milliseconds, making the internet feel instant and seamless. It's a lot like ordering a pizza. You give the restaurant your address and the delivery driver knows exactly where to bring your food. If you didn't give an address, your pizza would never arrive. The same goes for data on the internet. It needs your IP address to find its way to you. Your IP address is absolutely essential for this digital delivery system. It's what makes sure the information you request online actually gets back to you, and not to someone else. But remember, your IP address isn't a secret code or a password, it's just an address. It doesn't protect your privacy or secure your data by itself. It simply tells the internet where to send things, just like a street address tells the mail carrier where to deliver your letters. Still, just like your home address, you might not want everyone to know it. If someone has your IP address, they can get a general idea of your location, and in some cases, it could be used for unwanted tracking or targeted ads. So, why does this simple string of numbers make people nervous? It's because, while it's not a secret, it can reveal more about you than you might think, like your city or even your neighborhood. That's why some people use tools like VPNs to hide their IP address and protect their privacy online. Now that you know what an IP address is and why it matters, let's find out what all the fuss is about and how you can keep your digital address a little more private. Transition to next scene. Why do people panic when their IP address is leaked? It's about privacy. Your IP can reveal your city or neighborhood, not your exact house, but close enough to feel exposed. Stories and movies exaggerate what someone can do with your IP, fueling anxiety. People fear hackers can use it as a key to their digital life, but that's not the full story. In gaming, threats to grab your IP sound scary, but it's more about intimidation than real danger. The real concern is losing control over your digital privacy. But what can someone actually do with your IP address? Let's separate fact from fiction. 9. Here's the reality. If someone gets your IP, they can find your general location, like your city. They might launch a DDoS attack, flooding your connection with junk data and knocking you offline. Advanced hackers could scan for open ports, but most home routers block these attempts. Sometimes your IP can be used for targeted harassment or phishing, especially if combined with info from social media. But your IP alone isn't a weapon, it's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. So, can someone instantly hack you with just your IP? Let's bust that myth next. 8. Myth. If someone has your IP, they can instantly hack you. Reality. Not true. Your IP is not a password or a secret backdoor. It's just an address. Even if a hacker knows it, your router's firewall blocks most attacks. Modern operating systems add another layer of protection. To actually break in, a hacker would need to exploit a vulnerability or trick you into installing malware. So, while your IP is public, it's not a skeleton key to your digital life. The real threats online are more about trickery than brute force. Let's look at the actual risks of IP-based attacks. The most common real risk? DDoS attacks. Especially in online gaming, someone with your IP can pay for a service to flood your connection and knock you offline. It's disruptive, but it doesn't give them access to your files or accounts. Your IP can also be used for targeted ads and tracking by marketers and data brokers. Websites log your IP for analytics and security, and if breached, this info could be leaked. For most, knowing your city isn't a big deal, but for victims of harassment, it can feel threatening. But can your IP alone expose your whole identity? Let's clear up that myth. 10. Myth. Your IP address reveals your name, address, and everything about you. Not true. Only your ISP can link your IP to your personal info, and they won't share it without a legal order. Doxing, exposing someone's identity, usually involves piecing together info from many sources, not just an IP. Your IP might hint at your city, but it's just one clue among many. The real risk comes from oversharing personal info online, not from your IP alone. So, what does your IP actually reveal about your location? Let's get specific. 9. Fact. Your IP address can reveal your approximate location, usually your city or region. This is because ISPs assign blocks of IPs to specific areas. Accuracy varies. Sometimes it's your city, sometimes just your country. It almost never pinpoints your exact house. This info is used for things like showing local ads or enforcing streaming restrictions. For most people, this isn't a big deal, but for those needing privacy, like journalists or activists, it matters. Without extra protection, your general whereabouts are visible to any website you visit. So how can you keep your IP address private? Here's how to stay under the radar. 11. Want to hide your IP? You're not alone. Protecting your online identity is more important than ever. Every time you connect to the internet, your IP address acts like a digital fingerprint, revealing your location and potentially exposing your browsing habits to websites, advertisers, and even hackers. So, how can you keep your IP address under wraps and maintain your privacy? One of the most effective ways is to use a VPN, or virtual private network. A VPN encrypts all your internet traffic, making it unreadable to outsiders, and masks your real IP address by routing your connection through a secure server in another location. This means your online activity is hidden from your internet provider, hackers, and even the websites you visit. With a VPN, websites only see the VPN server's IP, not yours. This makes it much harder for anyone to track your real location or link your activity back to you. VPNs are great for streaming, accessing geo-blocked content, and keeping your data safe on public Wi-Fi. Proxies can also hide your IP address by acting as intermediaries between you and the websites you visit. However, proxies are generally less secure than VPNs, and they often only work for web browsing, not for all your internet traffic. They don't encrypt your data, so sensitive information could still be at risk. For maximum anonymity, consider using the Tor browser. Tor routes your traffic through a network of volunteer-operated servers around the world, bouncing your connection several times before it reaches its destination. This makes it extremely difficult for anyone to trace your activity back to you. Tor is slower than other options because of all the extra steps your data takes, but it's highly private, perfect for anonymous browsing or accessing sites that are blocked in your country. However, it's not ideal for streaming videos or online gaming due to the slower speeds. Each method has its own trade-offs. VPNs offer a balance of speed and security. Proxies are simple but less secure, and Tor provides the highest level of anonymity at the cost of speed. No matter which you choose, all of them help keep your real IP hidden from prying eyes and give you more control over your digital footprint. But remember, privacy tools are just one part of staying safe online. Always use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and be cautious about the information you share on social media or unfamiliar websites. Let's wrap up with some smart surfing tips to help you stay secure and private every time you go online. Bottom line, your IP address isn't a hacker's golden ticket. While it's true that your IP can reveal some basic information, like your general location or internet provider, it's not enough on its own to compromise your security. Most cybercriminals are after much more valuable data, and they use more sophisticated tactics to get it. Your router and device security do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to protecting your online life. Setting up a strong, unique password for your Wi-Fi and regularly updating your device's security settings can make a huge difference in keeping threats at bay. The real risks come from phishing, malware, and social engineering, not your IP alone. Hackers often rely on tricking you into clicking malicious links or downloading infected files, rather than targeting your IP address directly. Good habits matter most. Use strong, unique passwords for every account, enable two-factor authentication wherever possible, and never reuse passwords across different sites, and keep your software updated. Regular updates patch security holes and protect you from the latest threats, so don't ignore those update notifications. Be cautious with public Wi-Fi, especially in places like coffee shops or airports. These networks are often unsecured, making it easier for attackers to intercept your data. Consider using a VPN for extra protection. A VPN encrypts your internet traffic, making it much harder for anyone to snoop on your online activity, especially when you're on public networks. Always think before you click on links or download attachments, even if they look like they're from someone you know. When in doubt, verify the source before taking action. Focus on what you can control, limit what you share online, adjust your privacy settings, and be mindful about the personal information you post on social media. Stay alert for scams, whether they come by email, phone, or even text message. Scammers are always coming up with new tricks, so a healthy dose of skepticism goes a long way. Don't let myths about IP addresses scare you. Most of the time, your everyday actions and awareness are your best defense against cyber threats. With a little knowledge and some basic precautions, you can take control of your digital safety and avoid most common pitfalls. By staying informed and practicing good habits, you can surf safely and confidently, knowing you're doing your part to protect yourself online. Stay smart, stay safe, and enjoy the digital world, because with the right approach, the internet can be a place of endless possibilities.